Welcome back to the Tracy Take. Today, Ryan and I will be breaking down the Week 10 Sunday night football matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. But before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can see when we release new content. Like this video, comment on this video, and let us know your thoughts on who's going to win, which players to look out for, etc. And Ryan, let's get into it. I'm looking forward to this one, and I don't think I've
I
ever
am too.
rooted. I've never really rooted for or against these teams, but I just look at it as a bet man, which I am. The line is Kansas City is 2.5 point favorites with the over under at 51.5 points. Now, I don't know about the over under, but I'm shocked that Kansas City is favorites to win this game. Everyone knows by now, if you pay attention to any sort of sports media, about the off the field issues that the Raiders have been having
Mm-hmm.
all season, actually, with multiple people going out, and we're not going to get into that. But that being said, though, this Raiders team isn't that horrible. The only real thing I think that they can improve on, which I think they're getting better at now that Josh Jacobs is healthy, is running the ball more effectively. But luckily for
Mm-hmm.
them, this Chiefs defense sucks, so they should be able to kind of do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. No, I mean, I 100% agree. The Titans, granted, it was with Derrick Henry, ran the ball all over the Chiefs. The Bills ran the ball all over the Chiefs. And I think that the Raiders are going to be able to do the same thing. I think
Oh,
they're going to be
yeah.
able to run the ball with Josh Jacobs. The Raiders don't have the best offensive line, but I do think they have a physical offensive line, and that'll definitely help. But then play action pass, Derek Carr is having a really good season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he hasn't thrown a ton of touchdowns, but he's completing almost 70% of his passes for almost 2,600 yards. So
Yeah.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I think Brian Edwards should have a pretty good day. They did just sign Deshaun Jackson to kind of replace what they
Mm-hmm.
lost. But all in all, I'm with you. I'm surprised that the Raiders are underdogs in this one, especially since it is
Yeah.
at Las Vegas. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I like kind of like you. I also don't root for either of these teams specifically. However, the Chiefs have had a lot of struggles this year. So I think we said this about the Minnesota
Mm-hmm.
Vikings, but they're
Yes.
the best 3-5 team that I've ever seen. I think the Chiefs might be the worst 5-4 team that I've seen in a long
Yeah.
time. Uh,
Yeah.
I their defense is atrocious. They put a lot of money in that offensive line, and it has not really panned out for them. Uh, they have not really been able to create a run game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on injured reserve. Tyreek
Mm-hmm.
Hill has a lot of drops. Patrick Mahomes has more interceptions this season than in the last season and a half combined.
Yeah.
So, uh, I, I mean, it's kind of hard to pick the Chiefs here because I think this is a really close game. I think they would have lost last week if they weren't playing a Jordan Love led Packers.
Yeah.
If they were playing an Aaron Rodgers led Packers, I think there's no way that Kansas City wins that game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean this is really interesting, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Raiders here.
See, I kind of am too because, and you mentioned the struggles that they have on offense that Kansas City has, and I think that stems from just a weak offensive line. The biggest thing for me though is their defense. Their defense. I feel so. They're ranked 24th overall in points allowed and 21st in both categories in passing and running yards allowed per game.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's way worse. It's they've only benefited from a Jordan Love Green Bay Packers team, then playing the New York Giants a week before that, as we've slowly then a
Yeah,
Washington football
they
team
really should
with
have
an
lost
inept
to the.
offense.
They really honestly should have lost both of those games. Like both of those games,
Yeah,
they played terrible.
yeah,
So
and to me, they've only the defense has only been somewhat admirable against absolutely weak offenses, and you're
mhm.
going up against a Raiders team that has a competent running back and Josh Jacobs that's healthy, and then you also have Kenyon Drake, who's a great running back, catching out of the backfield. And then with the second overall passing yards per game offense, like I think the Raiders are just going to
Mhm.
light it up. I think Derek Carr is going to have a
Yeah.
day. I think Hunter Renfro is a big name that is going to have a game as well. The one question, though, I know he's been in and out of injuries. Is Darren Waller fully healthy? Is he going to be a go for Sunday night?
He's not here on the injury report on ESPN.
Okay,
So
okay. I know it seems like he just always gets a little banged up, and um, that's one of the things I think with the Chiefs. I think they have a very weak linebacking core, middle of the field. I think that's Darren
yeah, they're
Waller's
very young.
that's Darren Waller's area right there. Those that
Hmm.
8-10 yard routes right there in the middle, and then where he's good in that area, he can burn you down the field by going for 15-yard out routes, post routes,
Yeah,
etc. And then they're able to, and then based off that, they're able to put Renfro, Brian Edwards, Kenyon Drake into the places that they need them to. So I just think the Raiders are just the better team in general. I think Kansas City is my team that I think is for sure going to fall off and not going to make the playoffs.
yeah,
We might want to save that moment for middle February if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl,
yeah,
and then we can make fun of myself for making that statement. But for me, I look at how deep the AFC is. I mean, you have the Colts who are 4-5 and have a good schedule coming in and can really make a run at making the playoffs. I think that
yeah,
they almost have a better chance than the Chiefs at making the playoffs at this point because the Chiefs
yeah.
just haven't been looking very good.
Yeah, no, and the Chiefs still have 5 division matchups left.
Mm-hmm.
So they play the Raiders this weekend, and then in 3 weeks they play the Broncos twice and the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Still, they
Yeah.
lost to the Chargers already once this year, and then their other 2 matchups are against the Steelers, the Bengals,
Mm-hmm.
and the Cowboys. So I mean, they have a really tough route to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to play a lot of wild card contending teams. That division, I mean, is no joke. And
Yeah.
so this is a big one to me. If the Raiders can win this game and the Chargers lose, I think that puts the Raiders
If I'm not mistaken, that would
what
put them at
two
6-3.
games, yeah, or a game and a half up on the Chargers in first, and depending on what the Broncos do, that put them a game up on the Broncos. So definitely a very big.
No, that's wrong. The Chargers are leading the division right now. I think all the teams are. I
Yeah, but the
think that
Charge no, I thought the Raiders were, because the Raiders are 5-3.
no.
The Chargers are
So
5-4.
no, I think the Chargers are 5-3. I thought they had a bye already, and the
No,
Raiders are.
because wait, are they? Oh, they are 5-3.
Yeah, because I don't think the Raiders have
Oh,
had a
that's
bye.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
Well
I don't
then,
think they've had their bye yet. But I do see what you're saying, though. I think for me, that it is going to be whoever loses this game is not going to be a game back from this team, who's going to be
mhm.
in the lead or tie for lead for the division. Now they do
Yeah,
have to play each other again, but
yeah,
now you have the Chargers playing the Vikings. That's a winnable game for them. We picked the Vikings. Denver's playing Philadelphia. Uh, Denver and all that, they should beat Philadelphia. There's no reason why Philadelphia should be able to put up too many points against that the Denver
mhm.
defense. And not honestly, that Broncos offense isn't that horrible either. Um,
No,
so this is going to whoever loses this game is going to be very tough for them to come back and compete for the division title, and let alone really just kind of compete for a wild card spot. And
yeah,
I think the Raiders are the better team. I think that the Chiefs are not. I think this is not the Chiefs' year. I think they're horrible in the trenches on both sides. I think that's where the Raiders can capitalize,
yeah, yeah.
especially on the
No,
defensive side of the ball. We're talking about Max Crosby led defensive front. I mean, those guys they get after the quarterback, and that Chiefs offensive line is abysmal.
yeah. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been hit a ton this year. He just seems
Yep.
off. I don't know what it like.
Well,
I'm not a QB coach. I'm not a QB expert, but like sometimes when you just look at something, you see how it's done and how it's done right, and he just has not looked
mhm.
like he's been doing it right this year, where it was like the previous 3 years of his career, or I guess
Well,
two, really.
I think for me it's simple. I think it's the offensive line. I mean, and we've seen it with everybody, and especially as a Falcons fan, and people complain about Matt Ryan, and you see it, but you watch that offensive line play, and Matt Ryan does not have the time to throw the ball. And it's
Mhm.
been better this year, but I'm talking about in previous years. And this is the year where I think we're all seeing that their offensive line is not doing well. It seems like you've already mentioned he's been hit a bunch, he's been sacked a bunch. We see that with Russell Wilson as well. And as the season goes on, Russell Wilson's numbers and performance go down because he's been getting hit so much, and that
Mhm.
accumulates week in and week out, and his confidence goes down. And same thing with Patrick Mahomes. We're seeing that. Like, you go look at that Titans Chiefs game. I mean, he
Oh,
had no time whatsoever
yeah. He
against.
literally got knocked out in that game.
Yeah, And
So,
the Chiefs' offensive line gave him no help, no protection,
mhm.
and this is what we talked about. And it's great he's getting paid $50 million a year, but I wonder if we're starting to see the beginning effects of how his massive contract is eating away at other portions of the football field for the Chiefs
Mhm.
that are affecting the overall team's performance.
Yeah, but I mean, I think this is a really interesting game. If the Raiders were not having a ton of off the field issues at the moment, I think this would be a no brainer. I'm still going to pick the Raiders to win. I think they're kind of a week and a half to 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
removed from a lot of the big drama stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, man, I think the Raiders are going to win. I'm going to put my final score prediction. I'm going to say 31-21. I think the Raiders are going to win by
31-21
10.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. I like that. I think the Raiders are going to win. It's probably somewhere in that range for me. I'll be a little bit different. 28-17. I think the
28-17.
Chiefs. I think the Chiefs' offense is not going to get much done, only because I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to have the time
Yeah.
really to move the ball down the field.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. But all in all, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Tracy Take. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so we can send you a message every time we post a video. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win this game and tell us why you think so. And we will see you guys next time.